Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits. Because again, another day above the earth, on this side of the earth, on this side of the dirt, is a doggone blessing. I mean, can I get an amen in the chat or something like that? You know what I mean? Or that part, or preach or something like that. Snaps, whatever you want to do. Okay. Because I know some people are not God-loving or God-fearing, and that's okay too. All right. But I do appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. We are going to be going through a bunch of different things. We're going to be hopping back and forth because honestly, the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, has commenced. It has already been off and popping. But honestly, there is, quite a bit going on in the world. So we're going to be kind of like hopping in and out of that, talking about things that are going on in the news, talking about the looking at the DNC, that's going live and all that. Biden is allegedly going to be making a farewell speech, his bidding farewell, passing the torch on to Kamala Harris, and Tim Walz. All right. And that's supposed to be happening in a little while. We will be watching that live together as a family. So I'm really looking forward to the conversation and the watch. Like you guys, I asked you guys if you guys wanted me to do this. You guys said emphatically yes, I'm sorry. And so, we're here to talk about it. So do me a favor before we get everything on and pop in. Okay, because it's already started. But I was like, I don't want to hear all these other people. Like, I want to get to the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're here for. Okay, and Kamala just spoke just a little bit ago, right before I went live. We're going to take a look at that here really quick before we move on. But like I said, Biden won't be on until about 9:30-ish, to speak and do his final speech, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, we will see if I can get some friends afterwards to commentate and put in their thoughts into his speech and all of that as well. So hit that like button down below, crush it. You know what to do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. That would be greatly appreciated. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button, okay? I'm on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTok, okay? So go over there, show some love, follow over there. That'd be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe here on my main channel. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there as well. We got some clips and all that starting to come out on a daily basis over there on that platform. So please go over there and check it out. Of course, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. Become a member of the family. That would be great as well. Of course, if you want to support even further, check out Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, we do have our merch page, pascalmerch.com. We are working on some new stuff to give you guys on that website, on that store. We got some new t-shirts coming out very, very soon. Can't wait to share it with you guys. So go and check it out. But we got some really cool new designs on there right now as we speak. Go get you something, put it on your body, and thank me later. I don't know what that meant. You know what I mean, okay? You'll like it. You'll enjoy it. All right? So I appreciate you guys being here and showing the love and the support, okay? Now, of course, as you already know, the Democratic National Convention has already started. Today is day number 1 of 5, I think. I think they go through the whole week. So this is going to be, or maybe it's till Thursday. I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember exactly. One of you smart Alex out there, just correct me. Okay. Give us the facts. It'll be like, well, actually it lasts for 700 hours and that's fine. Just say it in the chat. Yes. Till Thursday, right? See, some smart Alex had to jump in and go, actually it's Thursday, sir, but it's Thursday. Okay. Today, till Thursday. Protests have already been going on out here in these streets. Another one happened today, hours before everything commenced, before day one. And if I'm correct, there's going to be demonstrations and protests leading up to the last day of the convention. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm just really hoping all of my fingers and my toesies, okay, are crossed, because I'm hoping this stays peaceful. I really hope that it stays peaceful. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but that's just kind of what that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. No jerk off just suddenly throws a rock into a window and all hell breaks loose. Okay. I'm just not here for it. I know you're not either. So just keeping it a buck, because I like when protests are peaceful. Okay. Doesn't matter on what side you feel, I don't care about the Palestine thing or whatever, reproductive rights or LGBTQ plus AI rights, or it doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter. The fact that it's still being peaceful, I'm here for. Yay. Okay. And that is an American right. Get your voice heard, protest, say what you want to say, but just keep it peaceful. Dag nabbit. Okay. Real quick, I want to say a sweet tea and sunflowers. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the membership. And just like sweet tea, okay, please follow in suit. What I mean is go become a member. All right. Consider becoming a member. All right. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, guys. And Latrice, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, they are in the middle. Okay. They are right now in the middle of this, of the convention. But I paused it here because Kamala Harris does come out and speak a little bit before everything, in the middle of this whole thing. She comes out and she speaks, and she's, I'm sure just getting people revved back up, because there was a little bit of a break, which you see here. This is kind of like a promo commercial with Beyonce's Freedom song playing in the background. Okay. And then she comes out and she speaks. So let's take a look at that really quick. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Okay. There's a lot going on, like Swifties for Trump, which is very interesting. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Like, no, I'm dead serious. Swifties for Trump. Okay. Hold on. I mean, literally, hold on. What? Yes. Swifties for Trump. So we're going to be talking about that as well, which is also very interesting as well. So we got a lot to talk about. There's other things that are going on. Okay. We got certain politicians, okay, pleading guilty for wire fraud and all that stuff. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. All right. Yeah, Emily. Yeah, there really is a group called Swifties for Trump. And allegedly Trump scooped this up and was using AI images of Taylor Swift like this, saying Taylor wants you to vote for Donald Trump. And he's posting these things on on X. I'm not kidding. This has gone like super viral. People have been talking about this like crazy. Okay. Yeah. Now that is fake news. You know what I'm saying? That is fake news, right? Because she don't stand for that, right? But we're going to talk about that. We're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit tonight. All right. But let's get into this. Okay. Let's take a look at a little bit of this whole thing, shall we?
And when we fight, we win.
Yeah, that is some. What's hilarious to me is that is when we fight, we win. That's all pre-recorded crap. They were on a Hollywood studio lot shooting that. Okay, here she goes, coming on out, and I got to kind of hop in and out because this is Beyonce, right? So I can't really You know what I mean? I can't really play that. Okay, she's still going. Come on, Beyonce. We got it. We got it. We get it. Freedom. America. Kamala Harris. Walls. To the Harris to the walls. Okay? To the sweat drip down my... Finish the sentence. Moving on.
Good evening.
There we go.
Evening. It is so good to be with everyone this evening in this hall and everyone at home. This is going to be a great week. And I want to kick us off by celebrating our incredible President Joe Biden, who will be speaking later tonight. Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you. Thank you, Joe. And looking out at everyone tonight, I see the beauty of our great nation. People from every corner of our country and every walk of life are here, united by our shared vision for the future of our country. And this November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward. With optimism, hope, and faith, so guided by our love of country, knowing we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Let us fight for the ideals we hold dear, and let us always remember, when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Good night, everyone.
So, yeah, that was the best stand-up comedy I've seen in a really, really long time. Let me tell you. I'm kidding. I'm just here for the jokes. I'm just here for the jokes, guys. Okay. You know, I know that there's some supporters out here, some Kamala Harris supporters out here. All right. It's just jokes. Okay. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. All right. Don't get mad. Now, here's the other thing too. While they continue, okay, I'm going to skip ahead because this was a while back. All right. See, okay. Now they got commercials going on. But here it is, guys. All right. Now, this is the thing that I'm kind of curious about because somebody just pulled this up too. Carol Mary just said this, and the classic one also just said, she sounds drunk. Again. Huh? So here's the thing. Where is this rumor floating from? With all due respect, if they said the same thing, remember they were saying the same thing, talking about Trump with his interview with Elon Musk. Everybody was sitting there going, oh yeah, she's slurring. Why is she slurring? So on and so, or why is he slurring his words? So on and so forth. There's a lisp going on. What's going on with the lisp, right? And I've defended. I was like, yo, I think that was probably the maybe it was the phone itself that made him sound like he was lisping, all that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is where's this whole rumor saying that she's drunk? Where did that spawn from? And his jacket is too big for him, it looks like. But moving on, I don't even know who this guy is. We're going to find out here in a second. But like I said, what is up with the whole rumor about her being drunk, being a drunk now? And why did this rumor not spawn off 4 damn years ago when she was trying to run for president back in the day? So it's just weird that now all of a sudden this rumor comes out and everyone's like, that's true. That be true. That be true, though. She a drunk. She drinking. Where did that come from? Everyone's slut shaming her. Everyone's like, you know what I'm saying? She's sleeping her way to the top. Now she's a lush. What's going on here, guys? Is that true? Or is it all fake news? That's what I'd like to know, dag nabbit. But let's hear this guy. What does he have to say? What is up? It looks like he has probably an anti-Trump shirt on right there. It looks like, but we'll see it. We'll see what's going on. Is it just her voice? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what she sounds like. You know what I mean? Trump sounds like he's drunk too when he talks. You know what I mean? If you listen to him, he kind of does sound like he's drunk all the time. But that's him sober. You see what I'm saying? Something to think about. Okay? With all due respect. Just asking questions. All right? Yes, Valid Chris. You're right. Okay? Politics are indeed a war zone. And that's what really sucks. Yeah, they all drunk. Okay? They all drunk, man. Okay? They all drinking 40s in the back. Okay? They're like, nah, I don't want to feel a thing. I want to drink this skunk beer. Okay? I want to feel like I'm back when I only had $20 in my pocket but I still wanted to get drunk that night. Okay? They drinking that nasty, nasty beer. Cheap stuff. Okay? You take one sip of it, you're hungover for 3 days. You know exactly what I'm talking about, fam. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's hear what this guy got to say. All right? Yes, 40s. Indeed.
That's not just my opinion. That's a fact. All we have to do is look at the track record. When Donald Trump was president, corporate America ran wild. Donald Trump did not bring back the auto industry. When Donald Trump was president, auto plants closed. Trump did nothing. Trump told workers in Lordstown, Ohio, that he would be bringing all the auto jobs back. And Trump did nothing. In 2019, General Motor workers went on strike for 40 days for good jobs and a better life. And Trump did nothing. Talk is cheap. But in 2019, you know who was on the picket line standing shoulder to shoulder with auto workers? I'll give you a clue. Her initials are Kamala Harris. In 2023, who helped bring jobs back to Lordstown, Ohio? Kamala Harris. And in 2024, who will stand with the working class in our fight for justice? Kamala Harris. And that's the difference. Donald Trump is all talk, and Kamala Harris walks the walk. Woo. In the words of the great American poet, Nellie, it's getting hot in here.
Who is he?
It's hot in here. It's hot in here because you're fired up and you're fed up, and the American working class is fired up and fed up.
Word.
The American working class is in a fight for our lives. And if you don't believe me, just last night, blue-collar workers, the UAW members at Cornell University had to walk out on strike for a better life because they're fighting corporate greed. And our only hope is to attack corporate greed head on. Corporate greed turns blue-collar blood, sweat, and tears into Wall Street stock buybacks and CEO jackpots. It causes inflation. It hurts workers. It hurts consumers, and it hurts America. And corporate greed is alive and well in the auto industry. You know, last fall, we achieved life-changing gains in our strike at the Big Three. We even won a commitment to reopen a closed plant not too far from here. We were able to do that thanks to the support of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the thousands of auto workers that went on strike. But a year later, one company wants to go back on their commitments in our contract. And let me be clear, Stellantis must keep the promises they made to America in our union contract. And the UAW will take whatever action necessary at Stellantis or any other corporation to stand up and hold corporate America accountable. And when the UAW stands up, we know who stands with us and who stands against us. Donald Trump laughs about firing workers who go on strike. And Kamala Harris stands shoulder to shoulder with workers when they're on strike. And that's the difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, the scab. Trump is pushing divide and conquer tactics of the rich. It's the oldest trick in the book. They want to blame the frustrations of working class people. They want to take those frustrations, they want to blame it on race. They want to blame it on LGBTQ plus people. They want to blame it on some destitute and desperate person at the border. They do that because they want working class people to be divided and to focus and keep the focus off the one true enemy, corporate greed. The rich think we're stupid, but working class Americans see this for what it is. This is our generation's defining moment. So I have a question for you. Are you ready to stand up, speak up, and show up and put Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the White House? We need a defender of the working class in the White House, someone who is one of us and someone who knows how to fight. And that fighter is the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
Boom. Okay. So, yeah. You know, a man speaking on behalf of union workers, right? Speaking on behalf of the union. This is going to be very interesting. AOC, we got to hear what this woman has to say here for sure. Let's take a listen.
Thank you, Chicago.
So they're moving through this pretty quick. They don't have a live band like RNC, like the RNC. That's interesting.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for your vision. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. You know, 6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure. And we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as presidents and vice presidents of the United States of America. I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
Is she really though? Hold on, I gotta mute this for a second. Is she really though? That, like, as far as the Gaza stuff going on, the situation in Gaza, is she really doing that? That's what I'd like to know. Or or are they just saying that because it sounds good?
Have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people, all people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there. You know, ever since I got elected,
Oh, I've heard it.
Republicans have attacked me,
I've heard it.
saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living. Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala and Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you all.
What do y'all think of that? What did y'all think of that speech? It's very convincing. I will say that it is very convincing. But even for myself, I am still side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing both sides of the aisle right now. That's just me personally. Okay. Wait a second. Is that homeboy from Scandal? Is that homeboy from Scandal? They got actors up here now? What?
Middle-class neighborhood in the East Bay. Yeah. In a modest apartment above a nursery school, in a close-knit community where people looked out for one another. Hold
on, I'm sorry. We're gonna let him speak, but I'm wondering why? Okay. But yeah, want to know your thoughts. Did you like AOC's speech? Was it convincing? Was it powerful? You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm looking at both sides, side-eyeing both sides right now. I'm gonna be real. Okay. She is being brought in at the very, very last minute. I know that there's a lot of people that feel some type of way about that, basically saying like she wasn't elected in, right? She wasn't chosen by the people and all that stuff. Like she is just being kind of inserted at the last minute. It's frustrating when you hear that. Okay. Then at the same time, it's like I am still. I know I've been saying this like I'm losing my mind or like this is going out of style, and I'm going to continue saying this until it actually happens. But I'm still waiting to see her get out here and speak, not on in front of podiums and in front of microphones. I'm saying like a sit down, an interview of some sort. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. What's making them nervous, or what's the why they dragging their feet about that. But that's one piece that I still want to get an opportunity to kind of understand who I'm voting for. Like Trump, we've been there. We've been there. Know that. Okay. Been there, done that. That's what I'm trying to say. We've been there, done that. We know about Trump, all right? We know all of his idiosyncratic things. We know how he talks. We all do the thing, okay? All right, we all know Trump. But when it comes to Kamala, she's still something very new to all of us, even to the Democratic Party, okay? And so for me, I want to know a little bit more about her. Not only just her policies, and I've said that a million times before. I know. But I want to know a little bit more about her, who she is, what she stands for, so on and so forth. Yes, I get it. They talk about it like her upbringing and her background, and she's half black and half Indian, and she's this, and this, and all that stuff. That's great. Okay, that's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear her upbringing. But what about a sit-down conversation? Okay? What about getting to know who she is a little bit? Just saying. Yes, she was our vice president, but she's been playing the second fiddle this entire time. Now she wants to play the lead. Okay, so let's get to know this person. And if you notice, Okay, listen, however you feel about Trump, he has something that he's gotten pretty solid, right? He can sit there and man, do you know how many press conferences and how many speeches he's done in just this past week? Damn, how many interviews he's been doing since the campaign started for him? Damn. So when I look at this, I look at the same thing. I'm like, hey, why ain't she out here? You know what I mean? Getting these interviews going. Let's hear her. Not only just the polished version that we see on camera, on the podium, the speeches that are written for her, that aren't even written by her. They're written for her, right? Trump does the same thing, not sitting there saying that he doesn't do the same thing, but he'll sit down and he talks, right? So people know about Trump, okay? But what about her? I want to see a little bit more about her. Also Walz too, even though Walz seems to be like, he must have been fun, back in the day, kicking it with his boys and stuff. He seems like a fun guy, right? But that still doesn't answer the questions that I have. The questions that I have as far as what you are going to do coming into this game and into the role. That is just the thing that I have for myself. And it's frustrating because at the end of the day, people on the left, this is all we got. It's all we got. They're like, this is all we got, man. So we got to support. Because if we don't pick her, we get him. And that's it. That's the only choice. And it's like, all right, then, I get it. But they shouldn't. I'm telling you right now. The left shouldn't be sitting here just being like, oh, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I'm talking about the candidates. I'm talking about Harris Walz. They shouldn't just be sitting here going like, chilling in the cut. They shouldn't. Think about it. They shouldn't be sitting idly by. This is the time that they should be driving this in even harder. It's not a shoo-in. It's not a guarantee. And what the people want is that they want to know who the hell this person is. Because just because you're like, I'm all you got, guys. So you got to vote for me because I'm all you got. If you don't vote for me, you ain't got nothing. That's not right. That seems a bit complacent, lazy, and wrong. We need more. Shoot, Trump's giving everything and the kitchen sink. Okay? And he's throwing in some RVs and some chicken wings. Okay? He's giving everything. Okay? And I'm not sitting here saying like pro-Trump or anything. I'm just saying the reality of it. Okay? He's been putting in work. Kamala, I know she's coming in late in the game, but that doesn't mean that she's going to cross the finish line first. So it might mean that she needs to do a lot more work than Trump to catch up. Oh, we got email lady. We got Hillary Clinton walking up to the podium. Let us get into it, shall we? Okay, I gotta, we can't have that. Yes. Oh, come on. How long can you play that doggone song for? Okay. I want to see the emails.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Yes,
we got the Clintons in the house. The emails. It's just because everyone wants to see the emails. Nobody caught that joke. Nobody. Where are the emails, Hillary? Where are the emails? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, my fellow Democrats. Thank you, my fellow Americans.
Have mercy. Yes, it is Hillary Clinton. They're like, oh my God, this must be AI. Is this a hologram? Shut the front door. Mama. Yes, Mama. Hillary is on the TV. Can you believe this? Does she show up with her emails?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow.
This is fun. I'm having fun. Are you? If you are, hit the number 1.
Like there is across the country. Something is happening in America. You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time.
A female?
First, though, let's salute President Biden.
Does she bring the hot sauce? No, that's in that's in Kamala Harris's bag now.
Champion.
Along with Offset and Megan Thee Stallion.
He brought dignity, decency, and confidence back to the White House. And he showed what it means to be a true patriot. Thank you, Joe Biden, for your lifetime of service and leadership.
Oh, it's real.
And now, a new chapter in America's story. You know, my mother Dorothy was born right here in Chicago before women had the right to vote. That changed 104 years ago yesterday. Think about it. Tennessee became the final state to ratify the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The state legislature was deadlocked until one lawmaker's mother, a widow who read 3 newspapers a day, sent a letter to her son. No more delays, she wrote. Give us the vote. And since that day, every generation has carried the torch forward. In 1972, a fearless Black Congresswoman named Shirley Chisholm she ran for president. And her determination let me and millions of others dream bigger, not just because of who she was, but because of who she fought for. Working parents, poor children, the last, the least, and the lost. In 1984, I brought my daughter to see Geraldine Ferraro, the first woman nominated for vice president. If we can do this, Jerry said, we can do anything. And then there was 2016, when it was the honor of my life to accept our party's nomination for president. And nearly 66 million Americans voted for a future where there are no ceilings on our dreams. And afterwards, we refused to give up on America.
Millions marched, many ran for office. We kept our eyes on the future. Well, my friends, the future is here.
Nancy Pelosi.
I wish my mother and Kamala's mother could see us. They would say, keep going. Shirley and Jerry would say, keep going. Women fighting for reproductive health care are saying, keep going. Families building better lives, parents stretching to afford childcare, young people struggling to pay their rent. They're all asking us to keep going. So, with faith in each other and joy in our hearts, let's send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. You know, the story of my life and the history of our country is that progress is possible, but not guaranteed. We have to fight for it and never, ever give up. There is always a choice. Do we push forward or pull back? Come together as we the people, or split into us versus them? That's the choice we face in this election. Kamala has the character, experience, and vision to lead us forward. I know her heart and her integrity. We both got our start as young lawyers, helping children who were abused and neglected. That kind of work changes a person. Those kids stay with you. Kamala carries with her the hopes of every child she protected, every family she helped, every community she served. So as president, she will always have our backs, and she will be a fighter for us. She will fight to lower costs for hardworking families, open the doors wide for good-paying jobs, and yes, she will restore abortion rights nationwide. As a prosecutor, Kamala locked up murderers and drug traffickers. She will never rest in defense of our freedom and safety. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial, and when he woke up, he made his own kind of history, the first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions. As Vice President, Kamala sat in the Situation Room.
They're chanting, lock him up. Wow.
We also know as Vice President, Kamala sat in the Situation Room and stood for America's values. I know what it takes, and I can tell you, as Commander-in-Chief, Kamala won't disrespect our military and our veterans. She reveres our Medal of Honor recipients. She won't be sending love letters to dictators. She will defend democracy and our Constitution and will protect America from enemies, foreign and domestic. Think about it.
I'm
The
done.
Constitution says the president's job is to take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Those are the words of our founders. Take care. Just look at the candidates. Kamala cares about kids and families, cares about America. Donald only cares about himself. On her first day in court, Kamala said 5 words that still guide her. Kamala Harris, for the people. That is something that Donald Trump will never understand. So it is no surprise, is it, that he is lying about Kamala's record? He's mocking her name and her laugh. Sounds familiar. But we have him on the run now. So, no matter what the polls say, we can't let up. We can't get driven down crazy conspiracy rabbit holes. We have to fight for the truth. We have to fight for Kamala as she will fight for us. Because you know what? It still takes a village to raise a family, heal a country, and win a campaign. And America needs every one of us, our energy, our talents, our dreams. We're not just electing a president, we're uplifting our nation. We're opening the promise of America wide enough for everyone. Together, we put a lot of cracks in the highest, hardest glass ceiling. And tonight, so close to breaking through once and for all, I want to tell you what I see through all those cracks and why it matters for each and every one of us. What do I see? I see freedom. I see the freedom to make our own decisions about our health, our lives, our loves, our families. The freedom to work with dignity and prosper, to worship as we choose or not, to speak our minds freely and honestly. I see freedom from fear and intimidation, from violence and injustice, from chaos and corruption. I see the freedom to look our children in the eye and say, in America, you can go as far as your hard work and talent will take you, and mean it. And you know what? On the other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala Harris raising her hand and taking the oath of office as our 47th President of the United States. Because, my friends, when a barrier falls for one of us, it falls. It falls and clears the way for all of us. So for the next 78 days, we need to work harder than we ever have. We need to beat back the dangers that Trump and his allies pose to the rule of law and our way of life. Don't get distracted or complacent. Talk to your friends and neighbors. Volunteer. Be proud champions for the truth and for the country that we all love. I want my grandchildren and their grandchildren to know I was here at this moment, that we were here, and that we were with Kamala Harris every step of the way. This is our time, America. This is when we stand up. This is when we break through. The future is here. It's in our grasp. Let's go win it.
This is my fight song.
Yeah, the fight song. Okay. So yeah, still wondering. I appreciate, her speaking on this is what she sees the future of and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious about what, are they ever going to talk about what they did to Haiti? Like ever? I'm just saying, asking for a friend, just as a fellow Haitian here, in the house, just a curious question about that as well. So I guess he's the host. So he's hosting or something. I don't know. This actor, he's great. He's great in all his stuff. I'm not saying no dig at the guy. Okay. But I didn't know that they had a host. Is this the Oscars or something? You know what I mean? So this is very interesting, but hey, by all means, let it be. You know what I mean? Let it be, let it be, let it be. Right. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this so far? I didn't know we were going to get Hillary already. In fact, I'm curious if we're going to hear from Obama. I'm wondering if he's showing up. He's got to at some point, right? He's got to show up to endorse Kamala too, right? My fellow Americans, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm still wondering if he's going to come out and speak, right? Because I'm actually interested about that too. And GMD, yes, he did call it an ishy country, which really upset me to a great extent because America has screwed over Haiti to no end. It's been very, very bad. Long story short. Okay. So that's why I asked, because the Clintons also, effed them right up the A. Yeah. That happened too from the Clintons, but still, they still ran the country. Man, he can play that saxophone, though. I will give him that. Okay, he can play that saxophone. All right, he most definitely can. All right, I saw that on Arsenio. If you haven't seen it, check it out. He can play, or at least back in the day he could. Okay. But yeah, Lucy, see? Clintons were bad for Haiti. Yes, they were. Very bad. And Haiti's still screwed up. Okay? So, yeah, it's very upsetting for me, right? So, I met Hillary Clinton once, long time ago. And she was very kind. She was very, very kind. But this was before I knew anything about what they were doing, what they did to Haiti and all that stuff. I learned about that later on in life, right? And yeah, it's pretty bad. And Danny, yep, Haiti is definitely a war zone now. But it's been a war zone. It's weird, but it's been a nerve. It's been a palpable, very, very sensitive nerve. Haiti has been for a long time. People are dodging bullets every single day. Way before it turned into the war zone that it is right now. It's been a war zone. It's just that now gangs have just taken over. It's the Wild Wild West over there. Okay, that's all it is now. But it's always been bad. Kids are being taken. People are getting taken. At gunpoint. Kids aren't out, like there's curfews. You're not allowed to go out at a specific time because that's when the gangs run the streets and just take people and kidnap them, do God knows what. Bullets are flying across the, flying across the air. You know what I mean? People can catch bullets at any random time, so on and so forth. It's riddled with crime and all that stuff. But we're not here to talk about Haiti, okay? But Haiti is really, really bad. But my God, is it such a beautiful country. And the people there are so beautiful, okay? And the food, mwah, chef's kiss. And the music, mwah, okay? Chef's kiss too. Whatever, okay? Haiti's fire. The culture, the music, the people, the passion, what the people stand for. So beautiful. But yes, they have been screwed over royally, and it's very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating and very, very sad. And that's why a lot of Haitians are constantly trying to seek refuge out of that country because of how bad it is. Okay. And now it's gotten even worse. And that's disheartening. It breaks my heart, makes me well up with tears thinking about that, because I still have family out there as well, just living through it, literally living through it. It's terrible. But let me grab the super chat really quick. S-Dubs, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate the support. Thank you. These are all things we have waited for over 3 years to see. Why have they not done it yet? This lady is crazy. I think you're talking about AOC at this time. No. And then hit that like. Yes. Hit that like button, please. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. But yes, but that's the thing though. Isn't that the same BS that we hear every single day, ladies and germs? Okay. From politicians all the time. They sit there and they're like, honey, I love you. Honey, I love you. I'm just going to give you the world. Do you see that? Do you see that moon up there? I'm going to tie a lasso around it and bring it down to you. I don't know why I brought out that guy from that movie. I don't know. It's an old movie, but you know what I'm talking about. Old movie. Okay. But Jimmy Stewart. Okay. But he's like, hey, I want to bring it down for you. I feel like they always do that. They talk big. They say a bunch of stuff. And then when they get into office, what do? They maintain the status quo. There might be some movements, right? There might be some movements that happen, right? But for the most part, everything kind of stays the same. Unless it's something very drastic. Remember when Trump got into office and suddenly there was a huge exodus of illegal immigrants? Like just everybody was getting shipped out. Do you guys remember this? It was one of the first things he did as soon as he walked into office. No lie. Huge exodus, right? Then, of course, let's not forget, okay, reproductive rights. Basically, the Roe v. Wade situation happened. That all happened right around that same time. If my memory is serving me correctly, right? It's absolutely crazy, right? Maybe I'm getting the timeline wrong. But you know what I mean. All those things pretty much happened pretty crazy, right? Whether you like it or not, there was a lot of things that happened when he was in office that just happened like that. And you're like, wow. And it angered a lot of people. A lot of people felt some type of way. Some people loved it. Some people hated it, right? But like I said, this is... I've been saying this since day one. I've been saying this since we talked politics 17,000 years ago. It feels like, 4 years ago when we were on here going live, doing what we usually do. I literally was sitting there saying, hey guys, what we need on the left, like what the left needs, okay, is someone that gets us excited about politics, that gets us excited about making changes. We don't really have that person that I know of. Now, back in the day, it was Obama. He was exciting for the most part. until he just kind of went into office and it seemed as if he was just maintaining the status quo. When I was hoping he was going to go in there and kind of shake things up. And I think as far as the left, we don't really have that. Or they don't really have that. I keep on saying we, but you know what I mean. All right. They don't really have that. There is no person that you're like, oh, yeah, I cannot wait for this person to run the country. You feel me? Like, I can't wait for them to come in and just muck it up. You know what I mean? Rock star, punk rock. You feel me? I don't see that on the left. And I wonder if that's ever going to be a thing. One thing I will say, okay? One thing I will say about Trump is that Trump helped make politics mainstream. He did. I think we all can agree on that. He brought in his branding, his marketing, what he does. I mean, you see it. Okay, you see it during the RNC. It's crazy, right? But he made politics popular. It's all part of the pop culture stuff now. Now, that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. I mean, my thing is I'm worried that it's going to turn into give it 10 more years and the RNC and the DNC is all going to start looking like MTV Movie Awards or MTV, music awards or something like that. Just flames shooting out and people break dancing in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hip, vote for me. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like we're about to go down that route in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But, Trump has turned it, okay, into that, right? And yeah, T, you know what I mean? Trump was never presidential. He was always an entertainer. Yeah, it's entertaining. What's he going to say next? What's he going to do next, right? And there's a ton of people that love that. Q. But I keep saying, hey, I'll say this too. I mean, there's things that Trump says that is complete BS as well. Let's be real too. There's a lot of things that Trump will say that's complete trash. He's just saying it for the sake of saying it because it sounds good, right? But then it's, when he's in office, is he going to actually do those certain things? That's it, right? Now, Eve Loves God said Trump was presidential. Maybe just not your kind, but my kind definitely. See, but that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, with all due respect, okay? And I know some people are like, oh, when she said, when they all have said, big thank you to Biden for being a patriot, for your commitment to this country. With all due respect, he committed to the country. He was serving for serving the country as the president. So yes, he deserves that respect, just like the same respect that Trump deserves for being the president during his term as president, right? They all served their time, whether we liked it or not, right? But I'm telling you right now, aside from the people that just wanted Trump out of there, right? Were we really excited about Biden? I'm just saying, really. Were we really excited about Biden? I'm playing devil's advocate right now, okay? Were we really excited about what he was standing for? Or was it just to get Trump out of office? And then now he's out. But at the same time, Biden, are we excited about Biden? How are we feeling about Biden right now? I'm just saying. Aside from us going, yes, he served our country. That is appreciated. Salute you, brother. Are we excited about Biden? Don't worry, I'll wait. Comment in the family chat. Were we excited about Biden when he walked into office? Aside from the fact that it was not Trump. Think about that for a second. Let me see. Beautiful Messy Ball. Thank you so much. I think you should read some of Dr. Ben Carson's book. He's a brilliant man and has great perspectives on history and life. I think you'd appreciate it. I'll check it out. I'll take a look. But like I said, I'm just a free, I like to think open, free thinking, ask questions, right? Ask you guys those questions. I feel some type of way about Trump. I feel some type of way about Kamala. Okay. But I'm just saying, and I feel some type of way about Biden as well. But I'm just saying, as far as Biden has, been in here, he was voted, he walks in, he does this thing. Were we excited? Are we still, let's just say this. Was there a honeymoon phase where we were all like, woo, Biden? And then later that the thrill like filtered away? I'm just saying. And then another thing is like, okay, we get to a place where we are voting, right? We had Trump versus Hillary, that was interesting, right? And it's like, okay, you got these two choices. Great. Woo. And then he gets voted in. Then we go into this other thing and you're like, okay, what else do we have? What other choices do we got? Right? And I feel like we're back at the same thing again, right? I don't know. Ohio Buckeye. Yeah. When Biden took office, we didn't hear from our president again. Trump was on the news daily. That is true. But at the same time, you also got to remember the zeitgeist, at least the energy and the attention on Trump was something else. Whenever I feel like there was a report about him every single day, and it could be something as small as him flushing the toilet twice because of what he ate that day. You see what I'm saying? There was so much media attention about everything, every little nuanced thing that he would do, that it was just Trump, 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 all day long. And I will say this too. And you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't give a damn. The media wants Trump back in office. And also this too. Now hear me out. The reason why I say that is because, man, he's news every day. He's news every 5 seconds. Okay? This just coming in, breaking news. Trump has a golden toilet installed onto the Air Force One. We cannot believe it. It's specifically only for him and Melania. Like, it literally, it will just be, and that'll be news. People will talk about that. The Daily Show will talk about it. His whole opening monologue. Okay, shout out to Jim Stewart, but no, yeah. Why am I forgetting his name? Yeah, Jim Stewart, right? Why am I forgetting the guy's name from Daily Show? But you know what I mean? His whole monologue will be about that gold toilet on Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. The media wants that. The media wants it. CNN wants it. I'm just saying. CNN wants it really bad too. Sorry, I might be pissing some people off there, but that's the truth. Jon Stewart. I have Jimmy Stewart in my head because of the lasso and the moon line. That's why. Jon Stewart, which I love. I think Jon Stewart's hilarious. I think he's great. But he's going to turn that whole thing. You see what I'm saying? Notice as soon as Trump was out of office, suddenly Daily Show, no mo. Not really. They're just rifling through hosts, okay? Rifling through hosts. Please tell me I'm not the only one who sees this. Am I wrong or am I right? As soon as Trump left, Trevor Noah left. Okay, The Daily Show. CNN's ratings went down. News wasn't really news anymore. News wasn't even newsing like that. You feel me? I'm just saying. Something I've noticed. G, what up, man? What up? Thank you so much. Trump, our words, someone, this is not normal. No, it's not. And of course, that's, you know, I understand that that's something that we talk about a lot, right? Danny, that's true as well. Late night has just been nosedive since Trump has not been in office. So the media would love for him to be back and late night talk shows and all that. Stephen Colbert will finally have good cold opening monologues again. You see what I'm saying? Jimmy Kimmel will finally have something to grip onto, and talk about in his opening monologues every single show. You see what I'm saying? But they don't have those things, right? Yep, Fox News has more viewers nowadays than CNN. And then came the birth of News Nation and the National Desk. Actually, I've never heard of the National Desk. I need to look that up. That's news to me too. But News Nation, exactly, right? You know, Cuomo was no longer, he had to step down from CNN. So he went over to News Nation, and suddenly News Nation is now News Nation. You see what I'm saying? Just saying. We just live in some crazy, 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 crazy times. That's all. Okay? Lucy J, thank you so much for saying that. You have more integrity in your little finger than these Democrats. Please pray for God to give you his wisdom. Vote your faith. Well, you know, I will vote what I need to vote, right? What I see fit. Like I encourage every single last one of y'all to vote what you see fit, right? If you lean more blue, hey, shoot, you good. If you lean more red, hey, you good, right? Like I said, vote for the policies that work for you, what you stand for, not because of what your friends say you should be voting for. Dag nabbit, it just angers me so much. Vote for what you think is right for you. Real talk. Okay? Because I'm not out here judging someone by the color of their politics. I'm just not. I got better things to do with my life. Okay? We're all different people, right? We are all different. And like I said to you guys yesterday, I think, I got friends of mine that have voted red one term, then voted blue the next term because they said, I like their policies better. I just urge everybody to vote what you feel is right for you. Okay? Not because your family is all MAGA and therefore you must vote MAGA because they're MAGA. That's so stupid. That's stupid. It's the same thing on the other side too. You know, if your family's all Democrat, all blue, right? But you lean more red and you like the policies better over there, vote red, man. Damn. Vote for what you want, man. Damn. Okay? Period. Yeah, that's kind of nice too. You know, having that kind of thing, just straightforward news, straightforward information. Don't worry, we're going to get back into this. I don't know who this is, with all due respect. I don't know who's speaking here. But on the next one, we're going to listen to the next one. Okay, we're just kind of taking a little bits of breaks. But I do want to point this out because I do think that this is interesting, and I'm trying to understand how this rumor showed up. Okay. This rumor is saying Kamala Harris drinking problem rumors are being spread by Republicans. I mean, they already said that she's been sleeping her way to the top and all that stuff, right? They've been going crazy. They've been going ham, all right? So here it is. As Trump grapples with to combat the surge of support for Kamala Harris with a barrage of personal attacks against her, his campaign team appear to be rolling out a new line this week by alleging that his Democratic rival has a drinking problem. Let me show you guys this video, okay? Let me show you guys a little bit of this video so you know, so you can see what the hell I am talking about, okay? Let's take a look at this. Now, here's the thing, because of course, I just grabbed this from another channel and all that, but I want you guys to see this because honestly, this is what people are sitting here and saying. Oh, because she spoke a little slower or she did this, this, and this, that suddenly she's drunk. Hold on. Let's play a little bit more. I don't really see like, oh, you can't hear it? Oh my God. I am so sorry, guys. That's so annoying. All right, let me play that again. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just staring over here, just thinking everything's chill, everything's Gucci, and y'all can't hear a damn thing. Okay, let's get this.
Our extraordinary President Joe Biden. And he's going to speak in a minute, but there's a lot of love in this room for our president.
Now, here's the thing. Why? Like, y'all, like, come on. Yeah, and I am playing it one more time, okay? But still, and if you don't understand about the Juan thing, you need to go check out the body cam viewing party we had yesterday, okay? I definitely got weak. But here's the thing. I don't think she's drunk. I think that's a stretch, y'all. That's such a stretch. Come on. Okay? It's fine. Like, okay, you can slut shame her all you want. You can say that she's been sleeping her way to the top. But come on. So then Trump is drunk in his interview with Elon Musk then too, dagnabbit. That's all it is. You're telling me that you don't have days, just a few days where every once in a while when you have to be on all the time, you're on a microphone or you're talking every single day, you're at work, maybe you're having a little bit of a brain fart, maybe you're just feeling a little tired, so on and so forth. I mean, she, just because she ain't out here doing all these interviews, she is still on podiums doing a lot of speeches and everything, right? She looked like she was like taking in the room and talking to people while she was sitting there going like, we got, President Joe Biden in here. And looking at somebody, and it seemed like she was very, focused. Okay. Just saying. Okay. I don't think she's drunk. Okay. But like I said, if she's drunk, then Trump's drunk. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone tries to reach. Everybody's reaching. Everybody reaching. Damn. Reaching. You know what I mean? Okay, was fine with the her sleeping her way to the top, just knocking the boots all the way to the top. Okay, nothing but the hits. That's fine. All right, but then them just going through this and listen. I'm gonna play it one more time. Y'all, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Our extraordinary President Joe Biden.
Hamburger.
And he's going to speak in a minute, but there's a lot of love in this room for our president.
Now, here's the thing, though. You also got to remember there's this one piece, okay? Because I understand that, just so you guys know, President Joe Biden should be walking to the podium here any moment now, just so you guys know, okay? Within this next part, he should be showing up, all right? But I'm just trying to say, this one little clip, suddenly everybody goes, the girl drunk. Oh my God. VP drunk. Everybody, somebody get us some McDonald's and some water. Anybody got some water? Anybody? Okay, at least somebody get her some milk. No? Like, come on, man. Stop. Stop. She's not drunk. Okay? She's not. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. Now, I think that's kind of hilarious that everybody and they mama, okay, is looking at this going, boom. Yeah. Water. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Come on. Okay? Then, like I said, people have some, like I said, you give them a mile or you give them an inch. Sorry, you know that phrase, you give them an inch, they take a mile. You give them an inch, they turn it into aliens. Seriously. It's like that. Okay? It's just getting ridiculous. Let's see what they got to say.
Be a joyful moment. For us, it was different. We were told with 100% certainty we would lose our baby girl, Willow, and we were sent home. For 3 days, we waited until Amanda was sick enough to receive standard abortion care. Eventually, Amanda's temperature spiked. She was shaking, disoriented, and crashing. I don't remember what I threw into our bag that day, only that instead of welcoming Willow, I was hoping Amanda's life could be saved. I'm here tonight because the fight for reproductive rights isn't just a woman's fight. This is about fighting. This is about fighting for our families. And as Kamala Harris says, our future.
I forgot about the chili peppers. Yeah. Oh, she did say that.
Every time I share our story, my heart breaks. For the baby girl we wanted desperately, for the doctors and nurses who couldn't help me deliver her safely, for Josh, who feared he would lose me too. But I was lucky. I lived. So I'll continue sharing our story, standing with women and families across the country. Today, because of Donald Trump, more than 1 in 3 women of reproductive age in America lives under an abortion ban. A second Trump term would rip away even more of our rights. Passing a national abortion ban, letting states monitor pregnancies and prosecute doctors, restricting birth control and fertility treatments. We cannot let that happen. We need to vote as if lives depend on it, because they do.
Two years ago, my husband and I were expecting our second child. Our daughter, Lauren, couldn't wait to be a big sister. I was getting ready for her 4th birthday party when something didn't feel right. 2 emergency rooms sent me away. Because of Louisiana's abortion ban, no one would confirm that I was miscarrying. I was in pain, bleeding so much my husband feared for my life. No woman should experience what I endured, but too many have. They write to me saying, what happened to you happened to me. Sometimes they're miscarrying, scared to tell anyone, even their doctors. Our daughters deserve better. America deserves better. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will fight for reproductive rights and our freedom and our shared future.
Growing up, I was an all-American girl. Varsity soccer captain, cheerleading captain, homecoming queen, and survivor. I was raped by my stepfather after years of sexual abuse. At age 12, I took my first pregnancy test, and it was positive.
Wow, 12.
That was the first time I was ever told, you have options. I can't imagine not having a choice. But today, that's the reality for many women and girls across the country because of Donald Trump's abortion bans. He calls it a beautiful thing. What is so beautiful about a child having to carry her parent's child? There are other survivors out there who have no options. And I want you to know that we see you. We hear you. Kamala Harris will sign a national law to restore the right to an abortion. She will fight for every woman and every girl, even those who are not fighting for her. And now I am honored to introduce another champion for women, a leader who's fought for me and for so many others.
Biden.
Governor Andy Beshear.
Oh, never mind. Whoops. Okay. I gotta cut in and out of this because of the copyright music crap. It's so annoying. I was like, Biden, no. I was so wrong. But let's hear Governor Beshear. You know what I mean? See what he got to do. Are they using U2's It's a Beautiful Day? Are they really using that?
Hadley Duvall is one of the bravest people I've ever met. I'm amazed at the courage it takes to share her pain, to share her truth. Yet Donald Trump brags about tearing a constitutional right away from Hadley and every other woman and girl in our country. That's why we must tear away any chance he can ever be president ever again. In 21 states, Trump's actions have resulted in extreme bans on abortion in my state, even in cases of rape, incest, and non-viable pregnancies. That leaves 12-year-old girls like Hadley with no options. That fails any test of humanity, any test of basic decency, any test of whether you have any underlying empathy. Thankfully, this extremism is being soundly rejected all over our country. In Kentucky, we put reproductive freedom on the ballot last November, and I beat Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell's hand-picked candidate by more than 5 percentage points. This November, we're going to beat them again. Elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and protect reproductive freedom. Folks, Donald Trump appointed the Supreme Court justices who got us into this mess. His Project 2025 goes even further. Here's the thing. Trump and Vance simply don't believe in your freedom. Trump says people are absolutely thrilled that women have their basic rights eliminated. J.D. Vance says women should stay in violent marriages and that pregnancies resulting from rape are simply inconvenient. Their policies give rapists more rights than their victims. That's not inconvenient, it's just plain wrong. And a woman grieving a non-viable pregnancy shouldn't be required to carry it to term just to listen to her child die or to hear no sound at all. All women should have the freedom to make their own decisions. Freedom over their own bodies. Freedom about whether to pursue IVF. Freedom about whether to have children at all. How we treat people transcends party lines. It goes right to the heart of who we are. My faith teaches me the golden rule that I am to love my neighbor as myself. And the parable of the Good Samaritan says we are all each other's neighbors. So I want anyone watching tonight, Republican, Independent, Democrat, to know that you are welcome here. We believe in America where we live out our values, end anger politics once and for all, and move beyond this us versus them by remembering we are all Americans. That's how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris lead. They both called to ask how they could help Kentucky in recovering from natural disasters. They helped us improve our roads, our bridges, and invested in our people. They didn't ask me who Kentuckians voted for. They asked me what Kentuckians needed, and folks, they delivered. Kamala Harris gets it. She knows we must move beyond anger, extremism, and division, that everyone has dignity and deserves respect. America, we're going to win. And we're going to win by staying true to our values of compassion, empathy, and doing right by our neighbors. I'm so proud to be all in for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
So allegedly, Biden should be coming up relatively soon. He might be next.
Raphael Warnock.
Or him. or just him. Yeah, they I don't know. Maybe they're waking him up, making sure he's getting a nice cup of coffee in him. You know what I mean? I mean, there's many things they could be doing right now. But let's hear what Warnock has to say now.
Hello, America. Thank you so very much. On January 5th, 2021, the people of Georgia did an amazing thing. They sent a black kid who grew up in public housing and the Jewish son of an immigrant to the United States Senate in one fell swoop. among those Georgians was my then 82-year-old mother. She grew up in Waycross, Georgia. Do you know where that is? It's way across Georgia. She grew up in Waycross, Georgia, where she picked other people's cotton and other people's tobacco. But because this is America, the 82-year-old hands that used to pick somebody else's cotton and somebody else's tobacco picked her youngest son to be a United States Senator. This is my America. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, America, for raising your voice and using your vote. A vote is a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and for our children, and our prayers are stronger when we pray together. And so together we flipped the Senate, held the House, and we sent Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to the White House. Together we vaccinated our citizens, we fortified our cities and our towns, and we stood by our small businesses. Together we set out to heal the land. A nation besieged by a deadly pandemic and beset by the awful and divisive rhetoric of a man too small for the office entrusted him or the task set before him.
Yeah, that ain't me, guys. That's the feed tripping.
The day after my January 5th election, he instigated an insurrection, a violent assault on our nation's capital and the peaceful transfer of power, all driven by the big lie. But behind the big lie was an even bigger lie. It is the lie that this increasingly diverse American electorate does not get to determine the future of the country. The lie and the logic of January 6th is a sickness. It is a kind of cancer that then metastasized into dozens of voter suppression laws all across our country. And we must be vigilant tonight because these anti-democratic forces are at work right now in Georgia and all across our country. And the question is, who will heal the land? And so here we are, America. Are you ready? Are you ready to stand up in this moral moment? Stand up for the best in the American covenant. Elections are about the character of a country. And we must decide, again, we are the latest generation of Americans who get to decide what kind of country we want to be. And we must choose between the promise of January 5th and the peril.
Hold on, guys. I mean, it's happening, but I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on, guys. It's the feed itself, but let me see if I can. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Trying a different one real quick. Oh, no, not him. No, I didn't mean to hit that. Damn. Apologize, guys. Let's see.
Walk humbly with your God. He should try reading it. It says, love your neighbor as yourself. It says, inasmuch as you've done it unto the least of these, you have done it also unto me.
Come on. All right, it's back up and running.
I choose the American covenant. E pluribus unum, out of many one. I choose January 5th. I choose a nation that provides a path for ordinary people and gives every child a chance. And that's Joe Biden's America. And he's been fighting for it for more than a half century. President Biden, America is so much better because of you, a true patriot who has always put the people first. Thank you, Joe.
I mean, he's coming up next, I guess.
Thank you, Joe. But I'll tell you something else. Not only is that Joe Biden's America, that's Kamala Harris's America. She was leading with Joe Biden when we expanded the child tax credit, cutting child poverty in America nearly in half. We ought to renew it. She cast a tie-breaking vote for my bill capping the cost of insulin to no more than $35 per month for seniors. We ought to extend it to everybody. Together we passed an infrastructure bill, bolstered American manufacturing and clean energy, an investment in the house that we all share together. And I've got news for you, we are just getting started. Are you ready to win this election? Kamala Harris and Tim Walz represent the new way forward. We're not going back. We're not going back because we are the United States of America. We always dream about the future.
This one is a long one for show.
And so forward on women's reproductive rights, because we believe that a patient's room is too small and cramped a space for a woman, her doctor, and the United States government. That's too many people in the room. Forward on worker rights, because most people do not mind working. They just want to share in the prosperity that they are creating for others. Forward on voting rights, forward on affordable housing and access to health care. We are moving forward.
I mean, technically he's right. You know, we are kind of moving forward. Time moves forward. Life moves forward. Right?
I'm inspired by all of you. I'm inspired by the resilience of an American spirit that has rebounded from the pandemic and is holding at bay the forces that are trying to divide us. And I'm inspired tonight by the memory of my late father, a preacher and a junk man. Monday through Friday, he lifted old broken cars and put them on the back of an old rig But on Sunday morning, the man who lifted broken cars lifted broken people whom other people had discarded and told them that they were God's somebody. My dad discovered strength in the broken places, a power made perfect in weakness. And so I'm convinced tonight that we can lift the broken even as we climb. I'm convinced tonight that we can heal sick bodies. We can heal the wounds that divide us. We can heal a planet in peril. We can heal the land. And in a strange way, the pandemic taught us how. A contagious airborne disease means that I have a personal stake in the health of my neighbor. If she's sick, I may get sick also. Her health care is good for my health. I'm just trying to tell you that we are as close in our humanity as a cough. I need my neighbor's children to be okay so that my children will be okay. I need all of my neighbor's children to be okay. Poor inner city children in Atlanta and poor children of Appalachia. I need the poor children of Israel and the poor children of Gaza. I need Israelis and Palestinians. I need those in the Congo, those in Haiti, those in Ukraine. I need American children on both sides of the track to be okay. Because we are all God's children. And so let's stand together. Let's work together. Let's organize together. Let's pray together. Let's stand together. Let's heal the land. God bless you. Keep the faith and keep looking up.
Okay. So is he next by now? Because it's getting late.
Chris Coons.
Oh my dear Lord. Hamburger, what's going on? Where is he? Where is Biden? Where's Biden? Oh my God. Are these speeches going to get longer now?
Democrats in the room tonight.
I feel like we should drink every single time that they say Kamala Harris will be the president of the United. Like every time they say it, like everyone cheers. You know what I mean? Literally cheers, shots, something. Jesus. All right.
Joe Biden's mom had a saying. You are defined by your courage and you are redeemed by your loyalty. 4 years ago, I had the honor of helping introduce Joe Biden to our national convention. I spoke about Joe's faith, his love of family, his determination to restore the soul of our nation. Back in 2020, America was nearly flat on our back from a deadly pandemic, an economic collapse, and then in January, an assault on our democracy. All of this, because the drama and chaos of our former president had knocked us down. But folks, Joe Biden's courage, Joe Biden's faith in us, Joe Biden's determination to heal the soul of our nation gave us hope and gave us confidence. Someone who has himself been knocked down by life time and again. Joe Biden knows the grit and determination of the American people. He believed in us, and Joe Biden helped us get back up again.
Oh my gosh.
Using the incredible skills he developed in many years in the U.S. Senate,
Just really quick, just so you guys know, I'm sorry. I don't mean to go in and out of this. I apologize, but I'm just letting you guys know. So we just had, of course, Senator Warnock. Just now we have Coons right now, Senator Coons. Then First Lady Jill Biden is supposed to be coming up after Coons. Then James Taylor is supposed to play. Mind you, this is the hour of 9 p.m. This is what's supposed to happen at 9 p.m. So they're already running super duper late. Okay. All right. So James Taylor, Fire and Rain, that guy, James Taylor's supposed to be playing a song. Then Ashley Biden's supposed to go up. Then Joe Biden is supposed to go up after that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 3 more, a performance, Jill Biden, a performance, Ashley Biden, and then it's Joe. Okay? It's already 10. And this was supposed to happen. Like, they are running super late. Okay? Like, Jesus. They are super, super late. And some of these speeches have not been that long. So I don't know what the delay is or why they're so behind on their schedule. Yeah, for some people, this is 11 o'clock at night, yo. We got things to do in the morning, baby. Damn. Okay, so Jill Biden is supposed to talk. James Taylor is supposed to perform, which we're going to have to mute, unfortunately. All right. Ashley Biden, then Joe Biden. I wonder why it's like that. I wonder why Ashley Biden is speaking before Joe Biden, not Jill Biden speaking before Joe Biden. That's something that's weird. But anyway, he back there chilling, just waiting, I'm sure. But it seems like there's been quite a delay because everything's so behind. Okay. No, let me just show you what I'm talking about so you guys can see this. Hold on. Whoops. I'm trying to do this. Look, 8 p.m. Okay. This is all what was supposed to happen at 8 p.m. All right. Hillary Clinton, Claiborne, Raskin, Crockett, Meng. I don't know if we saw all of them. Maybe we did. I don't remember. We were talking through some of those, but that went through. They blazed through that, right? From my understanding, right? Then we got joint remarks by those people here. All right. I think that was the reproductive rights situation. Then you had Beshear, but this is the hour of 9 p.m. Do you realize that Beshear went on at like 9:30 or something like that? 9:37? Like, that's crazy. And this is in Chicago, by the way. So this is Central Standard Time. They're an hour behind, y'all. Straight up an hour behind what they were supposed to be doing. And like I said, people got things to do. Us hardworking Americans have to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? They need to start this stuff early if they're going to be this late. Okay? No, it's not earlier there. Okay? They're in Central Standard Time. I'm sharing the same time zone as them. Okay? So it's 10:12 right now, my time. It's 10:12 over there for them too, their time. Okay? Chicago shares the same time as my town as well, just so you know. So this is crazy. They're very late. Very, very late. Unless they're abbreviating or moving some people over to tomorrow instead of today. Because my God, this is going forever. Okay? But let's see what they got going on here.
I adore you because you embrace change from my generation.
Jill Biden's next. Okay. I really hope that I really hope I really, really hope her speech is short. Because you got to remember, if Joe Biden does anything like Trump's speech, he could be up there for an hour and a half, y'all. But I really don't think he has the capacity to do that. So we'll see what happens, okay? We'll see what happens.
Please welcome First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden.
There it is. Okay, I'll be the music. You know what I mean? So is she okay? We're done. Nope. Still doing it. It's just still doing it. And I wonder why they pick these particular songs. You know what I'm saying? It does make you wonder. Why do they pick these songs to walk onto the stage? Like she's like, I just love that song. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much. Love you too. Joe and I have been together for almost 50 years.
It's a long time, y'all.
Still, there are moments when I fall in love with him all over again. Like
Is
when
it 'cause
I handed him our baby Ashley for the first time and saw the smile that lit up his face. Or on nights after an exhausting day working in the Senate, when he would read one more bedtime story just because the kids asked. When he stops on a rope line because he sees someone grieving who needs to know that everything is going to be all right one day. Or to encourage that child with a stutter to find the confidence she needs. Those moments when I'm reminded of all he's accomplished in the name of something bigger than himself. Receiving the Medal of Freedom with humility. Placing his hand on our family Bible to take his oath of office. And weeks ago, when I saw him dig deep into his soul and decide to no longer seek re-election and endorse Kamala Harris. With faith and conviction, Joe knows that our nation's strength doesn't come from intimidation or cruelty. It comes from the small acts of kindness that heal deep wounds, from service to the communities that make us who we are, from love of a country that shines with promise and renewal. Kamala Harris knows that too. Our son, Beau, first worked with Kamala when he was Attorney General of Delaware. He told me at the dinner table one night, "Mom, she's special, someone to keep your eye on." And he was right. Joe and I know Kamala. We have seen her courage, her determination, and her leadership up close. Kamala and Tim, you will win. And you are inspiring a new generation. We are all a part of something bigger than ourselves, and we are stronger than we know. The future of our country is in the hands of those in this room and all of you watching at home. It's going to take all of us, and we can't afford to lose. With faith in each other, hope for a brighter future, and love for our country. We will fight and we will win together. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice and short and sweet. All right. I gotta praise you like I should. So yeah, I'm wondering if she was like, I want that song. You know what I mean? Now we got a performance by James Taylor. Okay. He's gonna sing a song with his acoustic guitar. Or not. Oh, maybe they skipped James Taylor. You know what I mean? Like, so we got Ashley Biden now.
Have this memory. It's the eve of my 8th birthday. Dad is still in DC, tending to urgent matters in the Senate. That night, as a surprise, Mom told me, Bo, and Hunter to get in the car. I remember pulling up to the Wilmington Amtrak station, riding up the escalator to the platform. The train stops, doors open, and Dad steps out. As soon as I saw him, I run down that platform and jump into his arms. Like magic, Mom brought out a cake, they sang happy birthday, and I blew out the candles. Dad hugged me, and he said that he had to get back to work. He crossed to the southbound train, and off he went to DC. That was a snapshot of one moment, of one day, on this extraordinary journey of being Joe Biden's daughter. Joe Biden is the OG girl dad. He told me I could be anything and I could do anything. As a child, I would sit on the leather chair in his office doing my homework, and he would sit next to me doing his work, drafting the Violence Against Women Act. And he wasn't just a girl dad. I could see that he valued and trusted women. How he listened to his mother, how he believed in his sister, and most of all, how he respected my mother's career. Dad was always there, doing everything he could to be a true partner to her. Dad, you always tell us, but we don't tell you enough, that you are the love of our lives and the life of our love. I had my wedding reception in my parents' backyard. At the time, my dad was vice president. But he was also that dad who literally set up the entire reception. He was riding around in his John Deere four-wheeler, fixing the place settings, arranging the plants, and by the way, he was very emotional. I thought that I would be a mess, but he was the one crying, and I was the one who had to comfort him. Before he walked me down the aisle, he turned to me and said that he would always be my best friend. All these years later, Dad, you are still my best friend. His example in service inspired my career. I'm a social worker in Philadelphia. I support formerly incarcerated women as they heal from past trauma and they reclaim their lives. Dad always told me that I was no better than anybody else and nobody was better than me. He taught me that everyone deserves a fair shot and that we shouldn't leave anyone behind. That's what you learn from a fighter who has been underestimated his entire life.
I know, right?
Dad, I see grace, strength, and humility. I see one of the most consequential leaders ever in history. And I also know that he never stops thinking about you, about your dreams, about your dignity, about your opportunities, about your family. Dad knows that family is everything. When Hunter and I lost our brother Bo to cancer in 2015, the grief and the pain felt like it might never end. Dad had the capacity to step out of his own pain and absorb ours. And I know that Bo is here with us tonight, as he is always with us. After Bo passed, I got this tattoo on my wrist. It says, "Courage, dear heart." A reminder to myself to keep going, to get back up, like my dad has always done. He has taught me that a courageous heart is a miraculous thing. A courageous heart can heal a family. A courageous heart can heal a nation, and maybe even the world. And now, this election requires the courageous hearts of all of us. In 2020, my dad selected Kamala Harris to beat Donald Trump. And he knows in 2024, she will beat Donald Trump again. So tonight, I am asking you, if you stood with us in 2020, call upon your courageous heart. Stand with us today. Work harder than you have ever worked before in your life. This is the fight of our lifetime. Our freedom, our democracy, our reproductive rights. All of this, all of it is on the ballot. And I know together we can do this because my dad helped show us the way. And now I would like to introduce my father, your 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Okay, gotta skip over this. But they skipped over James Taylor. Wow. I'm surprised, unless, he's gonna play after he performs or something, or after he speaks, but yeah. Okay. Yes. Why am I thinking of Ghostbusters 2 when that song plays? Anybody else know? Anybody know that song? Anybody know that scene from Ghostbusters 2? Okay, let's see. Anybody else? No? Yeah, he's finally here, guys. Finally. Yeah. All right. Well, he looks very he seems very active. I'm sorry, I keep muting it because of the copyright stuff. Songs like this I can't play, unfortunately. He took his 5-hour energy drink. I'm done. You know what I mean? He had a huge nap in the day. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's dag nabbit. Okay. Well, we're gonna wait. Maybe he finally got a chance to eat some food. You know what I mean? I see somebody, Danny just said he lost a lot of weight, or he gained some weight and lost a lot of wrinkles. Maybe he finally got his Botox appointment in and finally got to eat some food. You know what I'm saying? Just been not as active, you know? Okay. Music's over. Some of y'all savages out here. Damn.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, let's see how cognitive he is today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a cool shot.
I love you. Thank you.
It's a clone? Stop.
Thank
Stop.
You, thank you.
Stop.
That was my daughter.
This is going to be interesting, I have a feeling.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for so. I tell you what.
Here we go.
To my dearest daughter Ashley, God love you, you're incredible. Thank you for the introduction and for being my courageous heart, along with Hunter and our entire family, and especially our rock, Jill. Who, as those of you who know us, she still leaves me both breathless and speechless. Everybody knows her. I love her more than she loves me. She walks down the stairs and I still get that going boom, boom, boom. Y'all will know me. No, I'm not kidding.
Clint Eastwood.
Round of
Stop.
applause to our First Lady, Jill Biden. My dad. My dad used to have an expression, for real. He'd say, Joey, family is the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I love you all. Folks. And America, I love you. Folks, let me ask you. Let me ask you, are you ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States? My fellow Democrats, my fellow Americans, nearly 4 years ago, in winter, on the steps of the Capitol, on a cold January day, I raised my right hand and I swore an oath to you and to God to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and to faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States. In front of me was a city surrounded by the National Guard. Behind me, a Capitol that's 2 weeks before had been overrun by a violent mob. But I knew then, from the bottom of my heart, that I knew now, there is no place in America for political violence. None. You cannot say you love your country only when you win. In that moment, I wasn't looking to the past. I was looking to the future. I spoke of the work at hand, the moment we had to meet. It was, as I told you then, a winter of peril and possibility. Of peril and possibility. We're in the grip of a once-in-a-century pandemic, historic joblessness, a call for racial justice long overdue, clear and present threats to our very democracy. Thank you. And yet I believe then, and I believe now, that progress was and is possible. Justice is achievable. And our best days are not behind us, they're before us. Now it's summer. The winter has passed. And with a grateful heart, I stand before you now on this August night to report that democracy has prevailed. Democracy has delivered. And now democracy must be preserved. You've heard me say it before. We're facing an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine the fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. That's not hyperbole, I mean it literally. We're in a battle for the very soul of America. I ran for president in 2020 because of what I saw in Charlottesville in August of 2017. Extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging from their necks, carrying Nazi swastikas, and chanting the same exact anti-Semitic bile that was heard in Germany in the early 30s. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, so emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. They didn't even bother to wear their hoods. Hate was on the march in America. Old ghosts in new garments, stirring up the oldest divisions, stoking the oldest fears, giving oxygen to the oldest forces that they long sought to tear apart America. In the process, a young woman was killed. When I contacted her mother, I asked about what happened. She told me. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God." That's what he said. That is what he said and what he meant. That's when I realized, had listened to the admonition of my dead son, I could not stay in the sidelines. So I ran. Because I had no intention of running again. I just lost part of my soul. But I ran with a deep conviction. In America, I know and believe in an America where honesty, dignity, decency still matter. An America where everyone has a fair shot and hate has no safe harbor. An America where the fundamental creed of this nation, that all of us are created equal, is still very much alive. And a broad coalition of Americans joined with me. 81 million voters voted for us, more than any time in all of history. Because of all of you in this room and others, we came together in 2020 to save democracy. As your president, I've been determined to keep America moving forward, not going back, to stand against hate and violence in all its forms, to be a nation where we not only live with but thrive on diversity, demonizing no one, leaving no one behind, and becoming the nation that we profess to be. I also ran to rebuild the backbone of America, the middle class. I made a commitment to you that I be a president for all Americans, whether you voted for me or not. We have done that. Studies show the major bills we have passed actually delivered more to red states than blue. Because the job of the president is to deliver to all of America. Because of you, and I'm not exaggerating, because of you, we've had one of the most extraordinary 4 years of progress ever, period. When I say we, I mean Kamala and me. Just think about it. COVID no longer controls our lives. We've gone from economic crisis to the strongest economy in the entire world. Record 16 million new jobs. Record small business growth. Record high stock market. Record high 401ks. Wages up, and inflation down, way down, and continuing to go down. The smallest racial wealth gap in 20 years. And yes, we both know we have more to do, but we're moving in the right direction. More Americans have peace of mind that comes from having health insurance. More Americans have health insurance today than ever before in American history. And after, as a young senator beginning to fight for 50 years to give Medicare the power to negotiate low prescription drug prices, we finally beat Big Pharma. And guess who cast the tie-breaking vote? Vice President, soon-to-be President Kamala Harris. And now it's the law of the land. Instead of paying $400 a month for insulin, seniors with diabetes will pay $35 a month. The law we passed already includes, starting in January, every senior's total prescription cost can be capped at $2,000 no matter how expensive the drugs they have. And what we don't focus on, and our Republican friends don't seem to understand, our reforms don't just save seniors money, they save the American taxpayers money. You know what we just passed saved? It saved $160 billion over the next decade. That's not hyperbole. It's because Medicare no longer has to pay those exorbitant prices to the big pharma. But look, oh, thank you, Kamala, too. Look, folks, how can we have the strongest economy in the world without the best infrastructure in the world? Donald Trump promised infrastructure week, every week for 4 years, and he never built a damn thing. But now, because of what Kamala and I have done, remember we were told we couldn't get it done. Remember when we came into office, we couldn't get anything passed? But right now, we're giving America an infrastructure decade, not week. We're modernizing our roads, our bridges, our ports, our airports, our trains, our buses. We're removing every lead pipe from schools and homes so every child can drink clean water. We're providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where they live, not unlike what Roosevelt did with electricity. And so much more. We are uniting the country. We're growing our economy. We're improving our quality of life. And we're building a better America. Because that's who we are. How can we be the strongest nation in the world without leading the world in science and technology? After years of importing 90% of our semiconductor chips from abroad, which America invented those chips. Our Chips and Science Act meant that private companies from around the world are now investing literally tens of billions of dollars to build new chip factories right here in America. And over that period, they'll create tens of thousands of jobs. And many of those jobs in the so-called fabs, the buildings that make the chips, are being constructed now. And guess what? The average salary in those fabs, size of a football field, will be over $100,000 a year, and you don't need a college degree. Because of you and so many electeds out there, American manufacturing is back. Where the hell to say we wouldn't lead the world in manufacturing? 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Our Republican friends and others made sure they'd go abroad to get the cheapest labor. We used to import products and export jobs. Now we export American products and create American jobs right here in America, where jobs belong. With every new job, with every new factory, pride and hope is being brought back to communities throughout the country that were left behind. You know you're from it, many of you. You know what it's like when that factory closed, where your mother, your father, your grandmother, grandfather worked. And now you're back, providing once again, proving that Wall Street didn't build America, the middle class built America, and unions built the middle class. It's been my view since I came to the Senate. That's why I'm proud that I've been the first president to walk a picket line and be labeled the most pro-union president in history, and I accept it. It's a fact. Because when unions do well, we all do well. You got it, man. You got it. I agree. I'm proud. Look, remember he told we couldn't get anything done because we couldn't get anything done in the Congress? But with your support, we passed the most significant climate law in the history of mankind. Over $370 billion. Cutting carbon emissions in half by 2030. Launching a climate corps, similar to AmeriCorps and Peace Corps, creating tens of thousands of jobs for young people of the future who are going to make sure this continues. Creating hundreds of thousands of jobs in clean energy for American workers, including the IBEW installing 500,000 charging stations all across America. And in the process, reducing carbon emissions. And we're seeing it. We're seeing to it that the first beneficiaries of environmental initiatives are those fence-line communities that have been smothered by the legacy of pollution. Louisiana and Delaware, Route 9, all the factories, all those chemical factories are right next to the poorest neighborhoods. They're the ones we're going to bring back. And how? How can we be the greatest nation in the world without the best education system in the world? Donald Trump and the Republican friends, they not only can't think, they can't read very well. Seriously, think about it. Look at their Project 2025. They want to do away with the Department of Education. Well, during the pandemic, Kamala and I helped states and cities get back their schools back open. And we gave public school teachers a raise. We created apprenticeships with businesses and communities, putting students on a path to a good paying job, whether or not they go to college. And by the way, we're making college a hell of a lot more affordable. Increasing Pell Grants by $900. Over $15 billion to HBCUs. Minority service institutions, including Hispanic institutions and tribal colleges. We kept our commitment to provide more student relief than ever by lifting the burden of helping millions of families so they could get married, start a family, buy a home, and begin to build family wealth and contribute to the community and grow our economy. It's not costing us, it's creating more wealth. We fundamentally transformed how our economy grows, from the middle out and the bottom up instead of the top down. You know, my dad used to say there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to drop down on my kitchen table at the end of the month. I come from a basic middle-class family, 3-bedroom house, 4 kids, a grandpop living with us, decent neighborhood, but never a penny to spare. And look, that top-down notion never worked. A lot of Democrats didn't think it worked, thought it worked, but it doesn't. And when we did all that, what we've done, everybody can do well. Everybody. Donald Trump calls America a failing nation. No, I'm serious. But think about this. Think about this. He publicly says to the whole world, I'm going to say something outrageous. I know more foreign leaders by their first names and know them well than anybody alive. Just because I'm so damn old. But I'm not joking. Think of the message he sends around the world when he talks about America being a failing nation. He says we're losing. He's the loser. He's dead wrong. Many of you are very successful people who travel the world. Name me a country in the world that doesn't think we're the leading nation in the world. Without America, not a joke, think about it. I'm being literal. Who could lead the world other than the United States of America? Well, guess what? America's winning, and the world's better off for it. America's more prosperous, and Americans are safer today than under Donald Trump. Trump continues to lie about crime in America, like everything else. Guess what? On his watch, the murder rate went up 30%, the biggest increase in history. Meanwhile, we made the largest investment, Kamala and I, in public safety ever. Now, the murder rate is falling faster than any time in history. Violent crime has dropped to the lowest level of more than 50 years. And crime will keep coming down when we put a prosecutor in the Oval Office instead of a convicted felon. And folks, the distinguished senator from the C Senate from California and I passed the first ban on assault weapons. And guess what? It worked. If we care about public safety, we need to prevent gun violence. And what makes me ashamed when I travel the world, which I do, more children in America are killed by a gunshot than any other cause in the United States. More die from a bullet than cancer, accidents, or anything else in the United States of America. My God. That's why Kamala and I are proud. We beat the NRA when we passed the first major bipartisan gun safety law in 30 years. I'm serious. That comes from here. And now it's time to ban assault weapons again. And demand universal background checks. It's hard. I never thought I'd stand before a crowd of Democrats and refer to a president as a liar so many times. No, I'm not trying to be funny. It's sad. Trump continues to lie about the border. Here's what he won't tell you. Trump killed the strongest bipartisan border deal in the history of the United States that we negotiated with the Senate Republican. Took 4 weeks. Once it passed, and never acknowledged the most expansive border change in American history. He called senators to say, don't support the bipartisan bill, because he said it would help me politically and hurt him politically. My God. No, I'm serious. Think about it. Not a joke. Ask even the press who doesn't like me. They'll tell you that's true. Typically, Trump, once again, putting himself first and America last. Then I had to take executive action. The result of the executive action I took, border encounters have dropped over 50%. In fact, there are fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office. And unlike Trump, we will not demonize immigrants, saying they're the poison of blood of America. poison the blood of our country. Kamala and I are committed to strengthening legal immigration, including protecting dreamers and more. And here's what else I believe in: protecting your freedom to vote, your freedom to love who you love, and your freedom to choose. In its decision overturning Roe v. Wade, that you heard earlier tonight, the United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, "Women are not without electoral or political power."
Uh-oh.
No kidding. MAGA Republicans found out the power of women in 2022.
That got me a little scared for a second.
Trump is going to find out the power of women in 2024. Watch. And where Trump and his mega Republican right-wingers seek to erase history, we Democrats continue to write history and make more history. I'm proud to have kept my commitment to appoint the first Black woman in the United States Supreme Court. Tanya Brown Jackson, a symbol for every young woman in America that you can do anything. I'm proud that I've kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and that taps in to the full talent of our nation. The most diverse cabinet in history, including the first Black woman of South Asian descent to serve as vice president. And will soon serve as the 47th president of the United States. She is good. Look. Thank you, Kamala. Folks, I've long said we have many obligations as a nation, but I got in trouble years ago for saying I'd make no apologies. We have only one truly sacred obligation: to prepare and equip those we send to war and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't. That's why I'm so proud to have written and signed the PACT Act, one of the most significant laws ever, helping veterans and their families exposed to toxic materials like burn pits and Agent Orange. I was around during the Vietnam War. It's hard. Nobody was able to prove that their illness was a consequence of Agent Orange. And no one was able to prove initially that because they lived in burn pits like my son lived next to in Iraq for a year, that was the cause of their illness. But because of the PACT Act, a surviving spouse with 2 children is now eligible for a stipend of about $3,000 a month. And those children who lost a parent are eligible for tuition benefits to go to college and to get job training. It's already helping over 1 million veterans and their families just so far. Well, I love them, and I'm so proud of my son's service. We get it. But guess who doesn't get it and doesn't respect our veterans? We know from his own chief of staff, the 4-star General John Kelly, that Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in France. The brave service members who gave their lives to this country. He called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is? There's no words for a person. They're not the words of a person not worthy of being commander-in-chief, period. Not then, not now, and not ever. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Just as no commander-in-chief should ever bow down to a dictator, the way Trump bows down to Putin. I never have, and I promise you, Kamala Harris will never do it. Will never bow down. When Trump left office, Europe and NATO was in tatters. Not a joke. America First doctrine changed our whole image in the world. Well, they gave the hours, about 190 hours sum total, to my counterparts or heads of state in Europe to strengthen NATO. We did. We united Europe like it hadn't been united for years, adding Finland and Sweden to NATO. 10 days before he died, Henry Kissinger called and said, not since Napoleon has Europe not looked over their shoulder at Russia with dread until now. Until now. Well, guess what? Putin thought he'd take Kyiv in 3 days. 3 years later, Ukraine is still free. When I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. They haven't noticed. No one's saying that now. And we'll keep working to bring hostages home and end the war in Gaza and bring peace and security to the Middle East. As you know, I wrote a peace treaty for Gaza. A few days ago, I put forward a proposal that brought us closer to doing that than we've done since October 7th. We're working around the clock, my Secretary of State, to prevent a wider war and reunite hostages with their families and surge humanitarian health and food assistance into Gaza now. To end the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people, and finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war. Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being killed on both sides. Just as we worked around the clock to bring home wrongfully detained Americans and others from Russia in one of the most complicated swaps in history, but they're home. Kamala and I are going to keep working to bring all Americans wrongfully detained around the world home. I mean it. Folks, I've got 5 months left in my presidency. I've got a lot to do. I intend to get it done. It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. I love the job, but I love my country more. I love my country more. And all this talk about how I'm angry at all those people who said I should step down. That's not true. I love my country more, and we need to preserve our democracy. In 2024, we need you to vote. We need you to keep the Senate. We need you to win back the House of Representatives. And above all, we need you to beat Donald Trump. And elect Kamala and Tim, President and Vice President of the United States of America. Look, they'll continue to lead America forward, creating more jobs, standing up for workers, growing the economy, lower the cost to American families so they just have a little more breathing room. We've made incredible progress, but we have more work to do. And Kamala and Tim will continue to take on corporate greed and bring down cost of food. They'll keep taking on Big Pharma, making insulin $35 a month, not just for seniors, but for everyone in America. And capping prescription drug costs at a total of $2,000, not just for seniors, but for everyone. And folks, that's going to save America again tens of billions of dollars. Folks, they'll make housing more affordable, building 3 million new homes, providing $25,000 down payment assistance for the first-time home buyer, more than the 10 we approved. Donald Trump wants a new tax on imported goods, food, gas, clothing, and more. You know what that will cost the average family, according to the experts? $3,900 a year in a tax. No, that's a fact. Kamala and Tim will make the child care tax credit permanent. Lifting millions of children out of poverty and helping millions of families get ahead. But you know what Trump has? He created the largest debt any president had in 4 years with his $2 trillion tax cut for the wealthy. Well, Trump has a new plan. He wants to provide a $5 billion tax cut for corporations and the very wealthy. Read it. Put us further in debt. And folks, you know we have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what their average tax rate they pay? 8.2%. If we just increase their taxes we proposed to 25%, which isn't the highest tax rate even, it would raise $500 billion new dollars over 10 years. They'd still be very wealthy. Look, Kamala and Tim are going to make them pay their fair share. They'll protect Social Security and Medicare. Trump wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Kamala and Tim will protect your freedom. They'll protect your your right to vote. They'll protect your civil rights. And you know Trump will do everything to ban abortion nationwide. Oh, he will. You know, Kamala and Tim will do everything they possibly can. That's why you have to elect the Senate and the House to restore Roe v. Wade. The ancient Greeks taught us that character is destiny. Character is destiny. For me and Jill, we know Kamala and Doug are people of character. It's been our honor to serve alongside them. And we know that Tim and Gwen Waltz are also people of great character. Selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became our nominee. And it was the best decision I made my whole career. We've not only gotten to know each other, we've become close friends. She's tough, she's experienced, and she has enormous integrity, enormous integrity. Her story represents the best American story. And like many of our best presidents, she was also vice president. But she'll be a president our children can look up to. She'll be a president respected by world leaders because she already is. She'll be a president we can all be proud of. And she will be a historic president who puts her stamp on America's future. This will be the first presidential election since January 6th. On that day, we almost lost everything about who we are as a country. And that threat, this is not hyperbole, that threat is still very much alive. Donald Trump says he will refuse to accept the election result if he loses again. Think about that. He means it. Think about that. He's promising a bloodbath if he loses, in his words. And that he'll be a dictator on day one, in his own words. By the way, this sucker means it. No, I'm not joking. Think about it. Anybody else said that in the past, you'd think he was crazy. He is crazy, but you'd think it was an exaggeration, but he means it. We can't let that happen. Folks, all of us carry a special obligation. Independents, Republicans, Democrats. We saved democracy in 2020, and now we must save it again in 2024. The vote of each of us cast this year will determine whether democracy and freedom will prevail. It's that simple. It's that serious. And the power is literally in your hands. History is in your hands. Not hyperbole. It's in your hands. America's future is in your hands. Let me close with this. Nowhere else in the world could a kid with a stutter and modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, grow up to sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. That's because America is and always has been a nation of possibilities. Possibilities. We must never lose that. Never. Kamala and Tim understand that this nation must continue to be a place of possibilities, not just for the few of us, but for all of us. But join me in promising your whole heart to this effort, and where my heart will be. I promise I'll be the best volunteer Harris and Waltz has Cam ever seen. Each of us has a part in the American story. For me and my family, there's a song that means a lot to us. It captures the best of who we are as a nation. The song is called American Anthem. There's one verse that stands out, and I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not going to try. I'll just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I gave my best to you. For 50 years, like many of you, I've given my heart and soul to our nation. And I've been blessed a million times in return for the support of the American people. I've either been too young to be in the Senate because I wasn't 30 yet, and too old to stay as president. But I hope you know how grateful I am to all of you. I can honestly say, and I mean this from the bottom, give me my word as a Biden, I can honestly say I'm more optimistic about the future than I was when I was elected as a 29-year-old United States Senator. I mean it. Folks, we just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing we cannot do when we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
I was wondering if he was going to go like walk off in the wrong direction again, but like he tends to do. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I'm going to be real, okay? Because I know there's a lot of hate in the chat. All right, a lot of hate and a lot of people throwing shade and throwing in facts and stuff like that, and saying that what he said is they're all lies and stuff like that. Aside from all of that, there was only one moment that I got a little nervous. One moment that I got a little nervous. Okay. But it looks like everybody's going up there. Not only just Jill. I think everybody's going up there to, the vice president, of course. Harris is going up there to show him love, of course, as well. But at the same time, oh my God, it's finally over. Oh my Lord. But at the same time, I'm surprised that he held it together. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm surprised he held it together. I was waiting for him to just like completely crumble and just kind of go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Kind of drift off like he tends to do. But that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad he was able to do his speech. I'm glad he was able to hold it together. There's a lot of people in there that are showing a lot of love and respect for him. And you know what? Honestly, I know a lot of people in the chat think, oh, he ain't a patriot. Well, he actually is. He served our country. I mean, every president, like him or hate him, served our country. Okay. So we have to give respect where respect is due, no matter what. Okay. When it comes to that, at least. All right. But at the same time, waiting for him to fall apart. And it didn't really happen. There was a moment you could even hear it in the crowd. The crowd almost kind of was like, it's almost like they all took a breath, like, they all gasped, like, did we lose Joe? Did we lose him? But that he caught himself and he went right back into it. I was like, oh, thank God. Woo! Thank God. Okay, good. Because, the people are going to take this and run with it. Hunter's up there. He's right up on the stage. They just showed him. So he's definitely up there. But you know how it is. They're not going to show him like that much. Let's be real. They're going to be like, get him out of the frame, everybody. Is Hunter up there? Great. That's fantastic. Whoop-de-woo. But let's just, zero in on let's just keep it focused on Jill, Joe, and Kamala. Okay, guys? Just to keep him out of it, right? But he's most definitely there. Most definitely. Okay? But yeah, man, it's a wrap. There he is. You see him right there. But they're not going to show him that much. Hunter's Hunter. Hunter's Hunter. Okay. But yeah, there it is. He did a good job with his speech. Like I said, I was expecting it to be like, just crash and burn, but it didn't crash and burn. He stayed with it. Cool. You know what I mean? So who gonna be next? That's the ongoing question. Now, here's the thing. The DNC goes on for the next couple days, right? If there are any hard hitters over the next couple days, like if Kamala speaks soon, I'm thinking that she's going to speak on Thursday, right? On the very last day. So we will see what happens with that, right? But I will keep an eye on that and find out what's going on every single day, what the roster is, who's going up, so on and so forth. Because I know that there are other speakers that may be of interest to y'all that you'd like me to cover or watch, as well. But most definitely, I wanted to hear Joe Biden speak because obviously this is his farewell. He's passing the torch over to Kamala so that she can run for the Democrat Party. Okay, the Democratic Party. So it's going to be interesting, all right, to see what happens here, right, over the next couple days. But I mean, I leave that question up to you guys. Oh, Gavin Newsom's supposed to be speaking as well. I'd be interested in seeing that as well. Thanks, Nick, for letting me know that, for letting us know that. So whenever he does speak, I'm interested in seeing that. Pelosi, I mean, maybe she is speaking. I don't know. Ain't she retired though? Okay. But I don't know. We'll see. All right. No, I know that he still has 5 months as president, but that's what they're saying, that this speech was the speech to like his final speech. Unless there's some crazy world, some crazy thing that happens out here in the world where he has to address the nation, that's pretty much the last speech we hear from him. Unless they bring him out to speak on something else that's going on in the world. But this is his speech to basically say, hey, this is what I've done. I'm going to pass this on to Kamala. Kamala, you take the torch and you keep on running with this torch. These are the things and these are the policies that we have implemented while I was in office during my term. Hopefully, Kamala and Walz, Harris and Walz are going to take this stuff, take what we've been doing and continue pushing that forward, right? And of course, adding other things. I did appreciate, and I will say this, I did appreciate him talking about the protests that were going on outside of the actual event. I did appreciate him talking about that and addressing that as well. I feel like it would be completely callous and completely blind if he didn't say something about that or address it at least. And I'm hoping that Harris and Walz both address the things that are going on outside, the conversations, the protests, the demonstrations that are going on outside as well. I'd like to hear them talk as well, okay? Because to me, it shows that they're listening, that they care, and those are the American people's voices out there, okay? Not all of American people's voices, but it is a large group of people wanting their voice heard. So I'm hoping that these two, right, speak about that. Okay, I think that's really important. But let me get these super chats really quick so we can wrap up the show. All right, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more tomorrow when we have a little bit more time because it's getting really freaking late, y'all. Okay, so Chrissy, thank you so much. Pascal, you're a real one. Appreciate you keeping it a buck with us, of course. Okay, love to you and the chat. Yes, shout out to the chat. Smash the like button if you haven't. Yes, smash that like button, guys. C-Mac, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate it. Beautiful Messy Ball, thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all need to look up her diary. Oh, and this is what you were talking about with Ashley Biden. Yeah, I've heard some things about this diary. I ain't never seen it. But like I said, I haven't covered it or talked about it on this channel. So that's kind of news to me. I'm going to have to look into it and see if there's like I don't know, somebody doing a summary on it or covering the book because I'm interested, or the diary, because I'm interested to hear about that as well just a little bit. You know what I mean? But guys, I appreciate you guys all coming in here, being a part of this. I know a lot of y'all did not want to watch this or see any of this stuff, but nonetheless, the fact that you guys still showed up and watched it with me does mean the world to me. Okay, it really does. But that is the show, guys. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it with me. I know not everybody's going to agree with my thoughts on the political world or my political thoughts and everything, but that's what we're here for, to talk about things, right? To agree to disagree, open up our minds, think freely, and have discussions, right? Hopefully we'll be able to talk about more about this tomorrow, and talk about this as talk about more about this. Okay. Christy said, yes, it's sad. Politics is so polarizing now, but lucky for Pascal. Yep. Mods and good people in chat. Yeah. I mean, without my mods and all that, of course, Tipsy, thank you so much. Without all my mods and all that, I mean, shoot, it would be a cluster F in the chat, I'm sure. You know what I mean? But also, I'm going to say this too. Without you guys in the chat, okay? Because I know everyone has their strong opinions politically. You are either on one side or the other, right? But at the same time, the fact that you're able to have these conversations, put in your thoughts, and on in either side, I do appreciate. Sorry, I'm getting tired, guys, but I do appreciate how we're able to have these conversations in the chat without any huge issues, without any huge problems for the most part. I know there's always going to be a disgruntled individual, all right? Somebody's going to look at, seriously, people get mad at me just playing the DNC, you know what I mean? Or me just playing the RNC. They just sit there and go, I can't believe you're playing this, Pascal. And it's like, damn, I can't. So if I play it, I'm a jerk? What? So I appreciate that you guys are able to not take everything so damn seriously and are able to actually have and conduct a conversation in here, right? Or in here, right? Without it turning into some huge thing, right? That's how it should be. Having conversations freely, being able to put in your opinion, somebody else says their opinion, and maybe their opinion is completely different from yours, but you might go, that's actually a good point. I might want to look that up a little bit and see what that's all about. You know what I mean? Like some things that were being said in here, right? It's like, hey, you guys, certain things that he was saying in the speech. Oh, that's a full-on lie. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of curious as to how that was a lie. Let me take a look at that. You know what I mean? Let me look it up for myself. Right? And I feel like that's important, right? Educate ourselves, ask the proper questions, and come up with our own opinions, right? Our own thoughts on what we feel about somebody who is in the political realm, or even in other cases, true crime, pop culture, etc. That's what's so important. That's what's important. We all shouldn't be sheep. Okay? We all shouldn't be sheep. Think for yourself. Dagnabbit. Just saying, sometimes having these kind of chat rooms or these kind of conversations in the chat where everyone's different, sometimes it opens your mind up to a whole other possibility or a whole new opinion about how you see the world, or a whole new view on how you see a specific subject. So anyway, just saying that really quick. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. If you're watching on other platforms, don't forget to hit that reaction button. That'll be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button on my Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm on all of them. Go hit that follow button over there. Hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Show some love over there. crush that subscribe button over there. That'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you want to support the channel even further, hit that join button down below. Okay, become a member. All right, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show, and I also have merch. Check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com. It's that simple, pascalmerch.com. Go check it out. We got some really great stuff over there and a lot more stuff coming very, very soon. Okay. But anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Have a great rest of your night. It's been a late one. All right. Did not know that was going to be that long. Oh my God. But I appreciate you guys soldiering through it with me tonight. It really does mean a lot. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.